Hello and welcome to My Mom's Basement, presented by Barstool Sports, and a very special Stranger Things 4 recap, Stranger Things 5 preview edition of My Mom's Basement. It is Robbie Fox, Clem, and we are back with Eddie. Eddie, do you remember doing a death pool for Stranger Things 4 Volume 2 on this podcast? Because I'll be honest, we kind of forgot. We knew we had Eddie on to talk Stranger Things at some point, but we didn't remember when. It was to do a death pool for Stranger Things 4 Volume 2, which we'll do a death pool for 5 in this one. It's all kind of perfect.
Dude, yes, I remember talking Stranger Things. I don't remember the death pool. Do you have the results? Do you remember, or do you?
So I remembered it just before we started recording, and I just looked at it. So I have like the first round or two, and I mean, your first pick was Papa. Great pick. We'll talk about that in season 4.
That is chalk.
Clem's first pick was Jason the bully. Great pick. My first pick was Steve Harrington. Not as successful in the death pool.
It didn't look good for Steve, and I don't know if Eddie has rewatched recently. I don't think he has, but as someone who just rewatched, there was a point where I was like, fuck, Robbie's cashing in on Steve right now.
I think we all did agree, like, oh yeah, it looks bad for Steve. I did wrap it around with the Dr. Owens pick, R.I.P. Paul Reiser. I got that one, I think, but obviously we didn't get all of them. Clem drafted Murray with the next one. Eddie got director Hatch, who was barely a factor in the season after he was drafted. I don't even know if he appeared after that.
Yeah, I don't even remember who that is, to be quite honest with
you. In the draft, you said, you're like, I'll be honest, I don't even know if this guy's going to appear again, but I think it would be like hitting a 3 from downtown, essentially.
Listen, all that matters is we're back. It took forever. Like, how many life things have gone by? Like, Robbie, you're engaged. AJ Clem probably has hair on his chest at this point. Now you're getting the season. It's crazy that we're finally back.
My favorite fun fact about that is that Andor, the Star Wars show that was a big hit on Disney Plus, started and ended as a series in the time it took for Stranger Things to go from season 4 to season 5.
It really is crazy. And rewatching it, I sound like a broken record, I'm sure, to the people that have been listening week after week, but you watch season 1 and it's just like, oh, these were like kids. They were like actually kids at one point. There's season 4, they're basically adults. Millie Bobby Brown, like we said, she's a mom at this point in season 5. So like she has grown up. All the kids have grown up throughout the show, but you're right, Eddie. I kind of grew up with them. I was basically a kid when it started.
Yeah, essentially you were.
Before Robbie, we get into,
I'm sorry, ahead. Robbie, were you at Barstool in 2016 so it was like July of 2016? You were at Barstool?
No.
Wow, so this predates
I got to Barstool October 2016.
Wow.
So yeah, crazy. It is crazy.
I was going to say AJ Clem too. Like you said, Eddie, it predates AJ Clem's 2018. So season 1, and probably season 2, I think predates him as well, because they were banging him out quickly, and then they just took their fucking time.
Yeah.
So I apologize, Bob.
No worries. Before we get into Stranger Things and everything we're going to discuss on this podcast, let's remind everyone about DraftKings. We absolutely love DraftKings. We're only a few weeks in, but the NBA season is already wild. Stars are going off, rookies are making noise, and the action does not stop. DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NBA, is where you can get in on all of it. Jalen Johnson breaking out. Evan Mobley, is that his name? Mobley?
Yes, sir.
Locking it down inside. And De'Aaron Fox. Oh, I didn't know we got a Fox in the NBA here, putting defenses on skates. With more markets open for more of the game, DraftKings is live when others aren't, so you are always in the game when it matters most. No wonder it's the number 1 sports book for live betting. Let me take some guesses, boys. Jalen Johnson, I'm going to say he's on the Jazz. Is that right?
No.
All right. What about Evan Mobley? I'm going to say he's a Chicago guy with Eddie. He's on the Bulls.
Midwest, but no.
Oh, all right. What about De'Aaron Fox? He seems like a Timberwolf. He's got to be a Timberwolf.
Fox on the Wolves would be pretty sick. No, he's a Spur.
All right. I tried to make some guesses, but listen, you can bet all your favorite player props all game long. And don't forget the Emirates NBA Cup. I know what that is. That's the in-season tournament. All right. That doesn't even say that on the read. I know ball. All right. Don't come after me. I know ball. New customers bet just $5 and get $200 if your bet wins, paid in bonus bets. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code BASEMENT. That's code BASEMENT. Bet $5 and get $200 in bonus bets if your bet wins. In partnership with DraftKings, the crown is yours. Where was the Midwest guy from that you said Midwest, but not Bulls?
Cleveland.
Yeah.
It's close.
Jalen Johnson, Hawks, right? And De'Aaron Fox was Kings, now Spurs. I love the idea of Bob Fox throwing a couple bucks on the over for De'Aaron Fox's like points in like on a slow Friday night.
Always the over for a Fox.
NBA Cup's on. Gonna throw some money on my fellow Fox brother.
I don't miss the Emirates Cup ever. All right. Before we get into Stranger Things, I'm always curious to get Eddie's take on movies that he's seen recently. So I just want to get your kind of 2025 movie takeaway, any favorites that you've seen, any complete opposite direction, movies that you hated. What are your recent movie takeaways, Eddie?
Yeah, so my top 3 right now, and obviously I don't know if you're in my camp, Robbie, but I'm just waiting with bated breath to see Marty Supreme because I think it will kind of bump into that top 3. Did you see it?
I saw it.
Okay. All right.
I think there's a review embargo. I think there's a blah, 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 blah.
Your smile tells me everything I need to know. You smile.
I don't want to get canceled by A24, the Marty Supreme people. I want to keep getting invites. But listen, I'm happy with Timothy Chalamet anytime I see him on the screen.
Valid. So, yeah, I rank my movies and I release it every year. But right now, my top 3 is pretty chalk. But it's Weapons, One Battle After Another, and Sinners. 1, 2, 3. So.
I mean, it is chalk, but in a year like this, like those are kind of the 3. And there's other ones that I feel like are getting their way in there for some people, like Begonia. I loved so much. Did you see that one?
I did not, actually.
That cracked its way into my top. It was like the performances. I'm a huge Jesse Plemons guy. I love Emma Stone. They go off. They're absolutely insane. Did you have any movies that you hated this year? Like I had the monkey I hated so much this year.
I didn't even see that. I didn't make it, but I heard it was bad.
Stay away from it. Yeah.
I was really excited and I despised I Know What You Did Last Summer.
Oh, I didn't see the new one. I watched the original for the first time like last month. And it was exactly what I expected. It was like, cheesy. It kind of made me wish I was watching Scream, to be honest. I was like, this is just like maybe a worse version of Scream. But it was fine. It was nostalgia. It was exactly what I wanted, like a 90s, early 2000s feel in a movie.
Because that's why they made it, right? Because
what do you mean?
Scream. So,
no, I didn't know that.
Scream came out as a smashing success, and they're like, oh, wait, these slasher thrillers involving young people is now a genre, and we need to get in this game. And they like quickly turned around I Know What You Did Last Summer to cash in on the Scream popularity.
It was, I didn't hate it. It was good. I was just like, kind of the whole time I was like, I wish I was watching Scream. Scream's so much better.
See, I have a soft spot because obviously I watched it in that era and I really enjoyed it at that time. So I was excited for the remake, even though I know most remakes aren't good. I still get excited for them, and it was a steaming pile of shit. It was really
dog
bad.
shit.
Yeah,
was it dog shit?
Yeah, it was dog shit.
Okay.
Oh, it was dog. We've been on dog shit watch on this podcast.
Yeah.
Movies that are dog shit, cat shit, bullshit.
Yeah, hated that. I didn't like the Karate Kid one either.
I saw you tweeting back and forth with Clemmer about that because Clemmer had it ranked pretty high, right?
Yeah, like way higher than it deserves to be, in my opinion. I thought it was very cheesy. There's like a whole plot line in there. It almost felt like they made the movie and then like redid the whole thing. Like Josh Jackson is like a pizza owner who fights. I didn't understand it. I didn't get it.
Did you see the Jaden one? Was it better or worse than the Jaden Smith, Jackie Chan one?
I didn't see that one. I think that's when he was walking around the house on his head and stuff. And I was like,
I think so. Yeah, I think I liked that one when I was a kid. I think when that came out, what year did that remake come out? I must have been pretty little because I remember leaving the theater and the theater like cheered when he did the big kick at the end or whatever. And I remember leaving being like, was that the greatest movie of all time? Other than The Dark Knight. Like that might be the greatest movie of all time.
I feel like a 2010.
Yeah, I was probably 11 or 12 at that point. Yeah. Tough.
Eddie, I got a question as a fellow snack boy here. Can I get a state of the union on your movie snack tastes, or do you have any takes on what's going on? Sometimes I know the pretzels get changed at AMC, or the popcorn's really popping good at a certain place. What are your takes right now in 2020 for 2025?
Yeah, so AMC just can't stop changing things, and I don't understand why they do it. I went on Lights Camera Barstool back in the day and was very, very animated about being upset that they try to cut up a Bavarian Legend and tell me that those are pretzel bites. I'm not an idiot. No. I'm not 6 and can't speak up for myself. And I think it's bullshit that they're just cutting up a pretzel and telling me that they're pretzel bites. So they kind of went back to that, but then they kind of switched back. I never know what's going on with them. It makes
I
no
think they
sense.
did that the last time I got pretzel bites for Begonia, actually. I got pretzel bites at a dine-in, figuring it would be good. And then I think they cut up a pretzel because they were slices for sure.
That's exactly what they did, Robbie. And it's only at
Yeah.
the AMC dine-in. It was a dine-in, you said,
It
right?
was a dine-in, yeah.
Exactly. It's only at the dine-in. So, like, if I go to a dine-in, pretzel bites are off the menu. It's a popcorn only.
Yeah, it was tough too because I ordered a chicken quesadilla at the diner. It was my first time at a dine-in, so I figured chicken quesadilla, it's chicken and cheese. You're not gonna fuck that up. It's so easy. And I don't. Did I tell this story in the podcast, Clem? Because it was. I took a bite. This is my first bite of the chair. First bite was good. Second bite, we're 2 minutes into Begonia. I got the biggest, slimiest onion I've ever tasted in my life, and I'm not like completely out on onions. Like caramelized onion every now and then, I'm okay with. It was the weirdest consistency. I started like throwing up in my mouth. And I said to my fiance, I was like, could you imagine how awkward this would be if we sit down for this movie, we get our meal, and 2 seconds after we get our meal, I just puked all over myself.
That would be crazy. But
I kept it down. Yeah, thank God. And we're going back. So Stranger Things comes out Wednesday, 8 p.m. I've had the movie tickets for Wednesday, 8 p.m. for a while now, kind of before I like put together that it was going to be a conflict. The new Knives Out is coming out on Wednesday, and it's in very limited theaters. And I got to see it in theaters before it hits Netflix next month. I'm such a Knives Out, Rian Johnson guy. So that's right now on my like 2025 movie list, the number one thing I'm most excited for and have been most excited for months. So if you see, delayed tweets Wednesday night for me watching Stranger Things, it's because I was at Wake Up Dead Man, the new Knives Out. Are you excited for that one, Eddie? Are you into the Knives Out whodunits?
I missed the first one, and I'm one of those guys where if I miss the first one, like it's hard for me to get on that train,
So you've never gone back and watched it?
No, I haven't.
You got to do that. It's such a fall wintry type, like it'll give you that vibe. Yeah, the second one, if you don't like the second one, I kind of understand it. I really like both of them. Second one's a clear step down from the first one, but the first one's tremendous.
Okay. I will add it to the file. I will do that.
Yeah.
First one I loved. And I do think it's gone down. I hope this one takes a little bump up, but
that's the word. People are saying this is a bump up.
I'd love to set my watch to one of these every year, 2 years, and just know it's coming out right around this time. Kind of what Stranger Things was for a while with the summer, which I guess every few years. How do you guys plan to watch this? Like, I don't think we're going to have, I feel like Stranger Things was always pretty spoiler proof where people wouldn't really just put something on the timeline because it was like one of those shows that dropped all at once and we were so scattered. But I'm going to try to like get as many done so I don't get it spoiled for me on the timeline.
I agree. I feel like Twitter might be rough. Like, not that I really care about these types of spoilers because it's for a musical. It's 25 years old or whatever, but I've been seeing Wicked for Good spoilers all over the timeline, like pictures that people are taking from their theater. I'm just kind of like, again, I don't care. I know the story. It's not like you're really spoiling anything for anyone, but I don't know. You're spoiling the shots. You're taking pictures of the screen and that, and take away movie theaters now, it's going to be at everyone's and in everyone's living room. I think we are going to see spoilers all over the timeline. So I agree. I'm going to try to watch it kind of as fast as possible. And maybe I'll try to watch it. Are people going to be talking about it at Thanksgiving too? I don't know. I feel like for our like recaps, we're doing the 4 recap, 5 preview today. It's Tuesday. I'll put this out today. The next one will probably come out Monday, you think? Do you think that's fair? Like, we'll be done with the volume by Monday, right?
Oh, yeah, 100%. Yeah. I'll get it done Wednesday night, and then maybe like Thursday before maybe the 1 o'clock if we have like the last. It's 4, right? So that's like 4 hours worth of stuff.
Yeah.
And probably more. I think the episodes are probably like 90 minutes.
Well, this is the thing. I'm pretty good. I have the kids. We're just going to be locked in the house. We just did the rewatch, so we're kind of fiending it. Ed, I feel like Eddie, Thanksgiving Eve to like that Friday, Ed's doing crazy stuff. I bet there's like a high school football game in Chicago that's like an annual tradition. He's going to watch Turkey Bowl, maybe a bocce tournament. Obviously, he's doing something for the bird. Like, Ed, I feel like you're really like up against it here on this release.
I am very much up against it. You hit the nail on the head. The Bears play on Friday. The Bears play Friday.
Right. Oh, yeah, that's tough.
A problem. Tuesday or Saturday, I'm going to the casino with my buddies. We got a couple rooms in a local casino in Michigan, so we're going to be up there gambling away, watching Michigan, Ohio State. It's rivalry weekend for college football.
This weekend too.
Yeah, there's a lot going on, so I'm concerned about spoilers big time. Like,
you got to hit it early in the week. Then you got to hit it Wednesday, Thursday.
Can you hit it Wednesday, Ed? You're a young man still. You have like a life. I'm
Yeah,
like,
I know. I could probably sneak one in, maybe two the morning of Thanksgiving.
Are you a night owl, Eddie? Do you stay up late?
I'm like a midnight guy,
Okay,
midnight, 1
same.
a.m. guy.
Yeah,
Yeah, I would
same.
say. So like night owl-ish, not super night owl. But like Mad Meter, Robbie Fox. So you're in Knives Out, and I watched the first episode or two, and I Tony Stark my dog you, and in a text. How mad would you be?
So if see, volume one is a big, like, it changes things. If you were to Tony Stark me for the finale, the mad meter's crazy, Eddie. The mad meters, we're at an 11. We're making it Stranger Things
11?
themed, and we're hitting an 11.
I
Okay, we're cranking the knob up past where it goes. Volume 1 or 2, I think because it's you specifically. I think if someone I didn't like did it to me, the mad meter's high. But if
Yeah.
I'm like, Eddie spoiled it for me, the mad meter's at like a 3 for like volume 1, Knives Out. Like, I'm not going to be that mad. But like, don't do it to me, please. I don't want the viewers to do it.
Yeah, I won't.
I'll be
That's
mad
so
if the viewers do it to me. But Eddie, I can't be mad at Eddie.
If
Come on.
Roan does it to you, that's like our Shady McCoy, right? It's like, you dickhead, Roan. You knew you were doing that.
Even Roan, I might let it slide because he's in my band and it's like whatever. But I know he's got some nefarious thoughts going on up there as well. I remember, I think it was before one of the Star Wars movies, KFC was like, "What would you do if I spoiled it for you?" I was like, "You don't even want to enter that conversation." Is what I would do. It would be lifelong rivalry, like The Prestige. Like, you would be doing a KFC live show, I'll protest it. Like, it's every single corner. Like, I'll be on your ass, basically.
I really love that we're at a point where, we have a guy who had a pretty decorated NFL career, and I could just say my dog, Tony Stark. And like, people know that LaShawn McCoy is the Oilers guy from NBA.
When that happened, speaking of KFC, I was driving. I remember, I forget where I was driving, but KFC called me and I picked up. I was like, "Hey, what's going on, KFC?" He's like, "You got to pull over right now." He's like, "We have DEFCON 5. You have to make a video right now." I was like, "About what?" He's like, "Shady McCoy just spoiled Endgame for everyone." It's like, "Who's Shady McCoy?" And I did. I think go back and find the video. I like pulled over into a parking lot and I was like, "This is fucking crazy. We got to throw this guy off Twitter. We got to throw this guy in jail." It was like, everything about it. I was like, this is the worst offense you could ever have. I would rather him like shoot somebody on that day.
But that's a scary thing about doing this, Robbie, is people know that you love this shit so much.
I know.
They want to just talk to you about it and not even being an asshole, like they might ruin something for you. So
yeah, that's why you got to hit the muted words too. Sometimes you do that. I feel like people have maybe gotten away from that. When the Avengers movies were coming out, every word you could think of was muted on my time.
Okay.
Every word misspellings of the word, using a 3 as the E, everything I could think of to try to avoid it. But yeah,
and that's why I do think
Tony
Stark and misspelled Tony was because everyone.
Yeah, I know.
Like if you muted Tony Tony, it got through the filter because it had an E on it. He's like, "No, I thought that's what you fucking dickhead, Shady McCoy."
And I don't think he was ever really that sorry for it. I think he did an interview with Pardon My Take where he was kind of like, yeah, that was funny. I forgot. It was like, no, that wasn't funny. And I remember Za called me too because Za retweeted it thinking it was funny. And then Za called me like he wanted to apologize to all nerds, and I was the guy to speak to about it. He's like, "Just let everyone know I'm so sorry." I was like, "I'll let everyone." I don't know who everyone is, but I'll let everyone know.
That's hilarious.
All right, let's get into Stranger Things season 4. We'll start with a little bit of a season 4 recap before we get into season 5 predictions and the death pool. We just rewatched it. I'll be honest, it's so long that I did look up like what episodes would be easiest to skip or fast forward through. I watched all of the most important ones: the premiere, episode 4, Dear Billy, episode 7, the Vecna reveal, the finale, obviously 2 hours and 20 minutes. I kind of forgot it was that long. I remember at the time thinking that was the series finale. Remember when season 4 came out, we were like, here we go, final season of Stranger Things. It was not, but my God, Clem, it was just as good as I remembered it being. Season 4 rocks.
So the 215 finale or whatever, 220, like, and I'm someone who loves that. Like, I love how it's like a full release. I'm sure we all are on the same thing. And you're like, it's a event, right? That's preposterous looking back. And listen, I just watched it like last night. I had to fucking cram, and I had to cram like 7 days worth of content into all this time. That's a little much, I think. And the thing, I'm fast forwarding because I need to get there. I have like other stuff going on. And like, there is like they're setting up the kids, and it's like they're really hammering home like the relationships. It's like, we don't really need this. Let's just kind of skip through it. I needed the action. I will say, this is a fun season. It's better than 3. We did not like. We said I think 3 was my least favorite. Ed, I don't know if you even know yours off the top of your head. Your favorite seasons. Do you know that?
I remember being supremely excited for the mall season, which I believe was 3.
Yes,
it was.
And being felt a little let down. So that checks. Yeah. I also think I saw you guys say that people don't like 2, and someone defended Bob's honor. I thought that was like one of the most shocking parts of the whole series.
Agreed. 2 gets a lot of slander for that one episode where it's like the 11 with the gang, the sister 8 and all that, and they're teaching her how to put on eyeliner and do her, powers or whatever. People get so down on it for that. And it's like, guys, that's one episode, literally one episode in the entire season. It still has such high highs. It still has such iconic moments. We were saying, like, the Ghostbusters episode is season 2. I always kind of associate that in my mind with season 1 because they're still like so little, and it's just like an iconic Stranger Things visual. Them in the Ghostbuster suits showing up to school, nobody else being dressed up. Like, there's so many great things in season 2. We get Max, we get Billy introduced in season 2. There's a lot of like things that came out of season 2 that still play a factor in season 5.
If that is their Fly episode, the one with 11 in New York, if that's their Fly episode, pretty damn good, because it wasn't
pretty
a bad
damn
episode.
good.
Yeah,
so I agree.
I disagree with that a lot.
Yeah, and season 3 is, I agree, the worst one. But even that, like, it's not a bad season. It just starts pretty slow, I think. The first few episodes start pretty slow. The few character introductions we talked about, like Robin, they introduce but don't give her much to do in season 3. She definitely has more to do in season 4. I think teaming her and Nancy up in season 4 was brilliant. Putting them on the Victor Creel case, having them visit, the old Victor Creel with the eyes and everything, and then having her go into the Upside Down. It was like, all right, they figured out what to do with her. With Erica, they figured out what to do with her, put her in the Dungeons and Dragons trio. You have a great character introduction in Eddie in this season. Shout out to all the Eddies out there. I think that's why we brought Eddie on in the first place, to talk about all the good vibes the name Eddie has brought us in life.
my daughter's bus driver was named Eddie, and he's like the coolest guy ever. And then obviously this Eddie, and then Eddie. I'm like, Eddie is a perfect name. If you're like an Edward or an Ed, though, you're almost telling yourself like you're not like a good hang. In my opinion.
Yeah. Eddie too. It's funny to watch this back, knowing what Joseph Quinn has already become since season 4. Like he's, in the Fantastic Four, he's in Gladiator 2, he's in all these big movies, and he's almost like become like a heartthrob. He's going to be in the new Beatles movies. The guy's playing I think he's playing George Harrison. It's just crazy to see him not doing a British accent with 80s hair metal hair, on the lunch table. Hellfire Club, and then later on he's playing Master of Puppets, which went just as hard as I remembered it going. I forgot that we got some Kiss in this season. They hit us with Detroit Rock City, I think, in episode 1. It was like, holy fuck, this rocks. And let me tell you what, I forgot about what a bitch Angela was. When 11 gives her presentation about My Hero and it's her dad, and then everyone makes fun of her for it, led by Angela. Oh my God, that broke my heart. Thank God that bitch got a skate to the face.
The roller skate smash, it's pretty fucking gruesome. And like, it's like, looking back now, and I'm older. Obviously, I have the kids and they've grown up. I'm like, 11 should probably go to juvie for that. Like, that is a really fucked up thing. However, you do love these characters and it's fictional. So I kind of treat it like it's offsetting penalties, like no play, replay the down kind of a thing.
Listen, if you, Clem, knock on wood, if you ever go into a Russian portal and I have to look over your kids or something like that, it's like, I got to make sure they're on the right track. And someone makes fun of you at Sienna or AJ school, I'm giving them the sign off. Here's a skate. You do what you got to do. I'm going to turn the other way.
Making fun of a parent that you think or is dead. I think that, honestly, I think murder is honestly like eye for an eye, in my opinion. Like, or now you're dead and your parents have to grieve you.
She's giving the presentation. She's putting herself out there. She's nervous about it. Oh, I swear that like broke my heart more than anything I've watched in recent memory.
Yeah, well, then we're also forgetting not only did they embarrass this girl on the fucking roller skater, they recorded it with a fucking video camera from point blank range and then watch it back. They are like, California gets this vibe, the vibe of like the cool, chill, hippie people. There are some evil people out there. Angela being number one in my book.
Jason too. Jason's up there as well because he thinks that Eddie killed his girlfriend. That's obviously a crazy scene too. Episode 1, when is it Christine, something
Chrissy.
like that? Chrissy. She lifts in the RV and gets all possessed by Vecna, the fucking eyeballs, the limbs breaking. That was shocking to see as well. I feel like, and Eddie mentioned this on our season 4 Death Pool, this was the season where they cranked up the horror, where we said, all right, it's been a sci-fi show for sure, but season 4 cranks up the horror in a way that they never did before, and it works so well. It fits in line with the kids growing up a little bit, fits in line with the aesthetic of the Upside Down. Like, it feels like it should be this gruesome and gory all the time. And I love the storyline of like Eddie being on the run, the kids trying to keep him safe, but also figure out what's going on. Max being depressed and realizing she's okay, I'm possessed by Vecna, and them going through the whole thing with the song. Like, there's so many individual things. I will say Hopper, again, doesn't have much to do until like the big gladiator battle in Russia. I like the stuff with Joyce and Murray going after him, but it seems like sometimes in this show, they don't know what to do with Hopper.
Yeah, I have as a note here, the whole Russian story, it just kind of is long. It drags. There are some
Really
moments
long.
that I enjoy. There's also a lot of stuff that like they could have. I was actually wondering because they have these 3 teams that are in very different spots at all times. I don't know if this was like a COVID thing where they had to like have groups of people just film together for certain
I think
things.
it's pre-COVID, is it?
Well, it came out in
Like crazy?
22, so I don't know
Oh,
when
guess
it was.
not. Yeah.
I don't know when it was filmed.
I'm crazy and thinking that's pre-COVID. I'm like, that was 6 years ago, right?
Again, this show we've been waiting for this show forever.
It's warped our brains. We're in the Upside Down now.
We're in the Upside Down with all this. Hey, do you like all the do you appreciate the like gruesome stuff? Because the Chrissy death is gnarly. The kids' hospital is gnarly in a whole other way, and I believe something had happened recently. Remember, there was like I think my wife was saying she remembers like there was like a warning beforehand about it being triggering because I think something had just happened in the real world. The fucking nerdy reporter kid who I forgot about, he gets his eyes all fucked up and his bones, and then obviously the basketball kid. So, but Ed, you're kind of like you're a horror guy. You kind of like that they stepped it up a level here. We're playing for keeps now.
I do, Clem, and I think it's because it's genuinely a fantastic show. It's not a kid's show. So I don't think it should go into that box where it has to worry about, oh, who's watching this. It should go into the box of being like, hey, we want to be in the pantheon of great shows because it is. And I'm happy they went down that direction because I think that gives them a little bit more juice when it comes to that discussion. Do you guys agree with me on that at all?
100%. Yeah. I just saw, I think it was Sean Levy had a quote that was like, yeah, it was kind of a hard show to pitch because we were like, it's a show starring a bunch of kids, not for kids. They were like, kids could watch it, but we're not making this with kids in mind at all.
For sure. And that gets fucked up by so many studios. Like, absolutely. That's a full stop where some suit gets in there, puts their grubby hands on it and messes it all up. Netflix has done a fantastic job just letting the Duffer Brothers do their thing. So I'm happy that it's taking this dark route because I think it transcends just being a kid's show. I really do like. That's where, if you guys saw the Super Mario movie like last year, like it was good, it was fine, but Mario's good enough where they could have just made a good movie and not made it so candy ass for kids. That's how
I'm with you with that. And I liked it, but again, I watched it once and I've never had a desire to go back to it, you know?
Yeah, exactly. But if they Toy Storied it and they really put this together and be like, hey, listen, our audience is, whatever, 5 to 60, 65, like that, they could have made something special.
And it's brilliant to do, like, and going back to season 1, it's just like, let's do an 80s nostalgia show to sort of give people the vibe of like, yeah, if you grew up in the 80s, this is also for you. This is going to make you enjoy it. You're going to like all of this stuff. And it's not just, if they set it modern days, maybe it gets even more pinholed into just, oh, it's a kid show with kids starring. And at this point, they're all adults, so there's no kids in the show anymore.
That's true. Exactly. And kind of like you said, Ed, with like the gruesome stuff, but also my wife noticed this and I agree with her. The production value, I feel like, took a step up this season with some of the visuals and the people floating are like, oh shit, this is real deal grown-up stuff now.
CGI all looks good. Even in the episode, skipping ahead a little bit, where we do the big Vecna reveal, which I remembered that being my favorite when we watched season 4. It was episode 7 when they do the entire backstory of 1 and the Vecna reveal and them getting out, 11 banishing him to the upside down for the first time, opening that portal. When he's like spinning, it's so close to looking silly. And it's so hard not to make that look silly, but they pull it off. And I even rewatching it, I'm like, no, I'm fine with that. I know it's like a weird that he's a spinning body and he's yelling and he's getting struck by lightning. It just works. It really does work. And I remember that being my favorite. On the rewatch, Dear Billy was my favorite. The famous, obviously, running up that hill episode where Max gets possessed. She floats up and she's saved by the song and her friends. I had forgotten, and it could give me chills right now. I could get bumped up talking about it. The Flash, almost Creed-like Flash, when he gets knocked out in that first movie, and then he has the flash of all his friends and family, and he has that last flash of Apollo, and then he fucking wakes up. I forgot they give Max one of those. And we flash back to season 2, and we flash back to season 3, and all the good times and memories the gang has had right before she drops. Oh my God, that's cinema. That is absolute cinema. That, and then later on in the season, when we get the cut in running up that hill, Stranger Things theme remix, and they put them together while they're throwing Molotov cocktails at Vecna, cut in with Hopper slicing the Demogorgon in half. Everything about that, I was like, I cannot believe this show has the narrative it does, just because it's taken them a long time in between seasons where people are like, oh, yeah, that show. Yeah, when is that going to wrap up? We're watching generational TV, guys. Generational TV.
Agreed. And that's what I was just talking. I did Wake Up Barstool before this, and I was talking to Nick, and Nick's like, I never got into it. He's like, yeah, I just don't. He's like, I don't really do kid stuff. I was like, dude, it's more than that. It really is not. So.
And the fact that like those moments hit you have like the grips with the characters, the emotional like attachment, but then like the fact that they had this world building, and it's like it's not like some remake of something else, or it's been going on for 10, 20 years. It's like you feel these things after 4 seasons. We're only in the 5th season right now. It's crazy. And it's not like they're 20 episode seasons. Granted,
8 or 9
there's
episodes,
a lot of there's a lot of longer episodes in season 4, but the fact that they did all this with pretty limited amount of episodes is truly incredible, man. So they absolutely crushed it.
And we get some new character introductions in season 4 that I like too. Argyle, I think, is a great addition to the show. Argyle, the pizza man, and he makes the big save when they go over to the weird Papa facility in the desert and everything. That's another good one when 11 takes down the fucking helicopter after getting her powers back, and it's got that like behind the back visual shot, kind of just her silhouette. The helicopter explodes. R.I.P. my dog Papa.
That was a long death. That was like 20 minutes. That was another fast forward. I'm like, yep, he's cooked right here. There's and I think we might have said this with Eddie at some point, like when he took him in the death pool. I still feel like Papa could come back tomorrow. Like episode 1, it starts with Papa in season 5.
Every season, like, oh, I guess he's not dead. Yeah, maybe he's back. Yeah.
Can I ask that question too? Because for some reason, I don't know if this is the Mandela effect or what, but for some reason, I remember in my head that Eddie is not dead. But where are we at? He is.
He's dead. Okay. He sacrifices himself with the bats. The bats get him so Dustin could get away.
He's in the upside down, though.
For sure.
True. He's in the upside down. So who knows?
There's no body.
Yes, and that's why I kind of remember, and maybe like it is Mandela effect, where Stranger Things got to a point where they're like afraid to kill people off, and because people were saying
a lot of false deaths, a lot of like almost everyone in the show. When I was trying to do my death pool, I was like, who haven't they done the tease for yet? They've done it for almost everyone.
I know, and I want them to do it. Like, just please do it, because
I think
like
they will in season 5.
I hope so, Robbie, because I want it to be great. And I think if they're too candy ass and they're too afraid to make the big move, because who knows, they want to set this up for a down the line return or something like that. I think it's going to hurt the quality of the whole series. I do.
Now, let me ask you this though: do you think you play with fire in terms of like, I want a happy ending for Stranger Things. Like, I want to see the kids have a happy ending. Is it like if you kill off one of the main cast, does that like lessen the happy ending immediately?
It's a good question. And I guess I'm not advocating for killing one of the kids or one of the main characters, but
Barstool Sports employee wants to
yeah.
awful announcing, getting ready right now.
But I do think there has to be, and
There
we
has to
know
be some
who they
major
are.
deaths. There
Yeah,
does, yeah.
we
We'll
know
get
who they.
into it.
I'm
We'll
not
get
telling
into
them
it.
to
Yeah.
go full Sopranos, where it's like we don't got anybody left, even if we
Yeah.
did want to make a
Yeah.
movie. But granted, I do think we need that. We need it bad.
Yeah.
Robbie, we reviewed a show recently, and at the end of the series, we didn't get any big stake deaths. Do you remember what I'm talking? I don't know what it is. It's not Andor, because we got, Andor did
I'm
its
trying to
job.
think.
Which
We were a little disappointed with the ending of Peacemaker, but I don't know if it was because we didn't get any big deaths.
Yeah, I don't think it was Peacemaker, or I'm thinking maybe a movie. I don't know. If anyone knows, obviously comment or hit us up. But even like
People
Game
were
of
like, it's
Thrones.
Quantumania a couple years ago, guys. You're remembering that.
Game
got
of
the idea.
Thrones was the Battle of Winterfell. I remember being like that. The stakes did not match what it ended up being. Right. I think we lost Khaleesi, the guy who was sweating Khaleesi. That was like our biggest death, and I love that dude, Mormont. But like, we thought we were losing like half the people. And I mean, we'll go with when the death pool comes up. But the kids, I think the kids are almost fair game because they're old enough now. But he couldn't kill like a 12-year-old in this show. That would have been fun.
Yeah. Oh, you're right. You're right.
Other things for season 4 that I loved, obviously I mentioned it already, but the Master of Puppets scene to decide we're going to have our metalhead fight the Demogorgons, fight demons in basically hell by playing Metallica. There's nothing more metal ever put to the fucking screen than that. And I think Joseph Quinn actually learned it. There was videos of him like playing the fucking Master Puppet solo, like offset or onset, but backstage or whatever. Major respect to Joseph Quinn for learning that. The Susie stuff, season 4, we haven't mentioned the back and forth with the walkie-talkies to Susie. So good. Like such an amazing, another kind of 80s trope of, yeah, I'm dating a girl. She goes to a different school. You don't know her. She lives in Canada where it's cold there. And they do that. And they do it so well in this season.
The trope of like, or I'm not even a trope, but just seeing a house. I think Susie's Mormon, right? Is she from Utah? But I feel like, I think
maybe.
I feel like she's Mormon because there's all those kids in the house, and it's like they're just living on there. It's pure chaos when they visit. That was something I had completely forgotten about. I forgot that Susie plays a role in this season after meeting her in season 3 for sure.
Yep, Susie was great in this season. The jocks, Jason, and all of them, absolute assholes, but gets what he's coming. Gets what's coming to him. The fight with Lucas at the end where they stepped on the running up that hill cassette, so they like couldn't get Sadie Sink out of it, and then she fucking obviously gets all her limbs broken as well. Does she end the season in a coma? Am I right about that?
Yep.
So we're coming back to her still in a coma, maybe.
I believe so. And I honestly with the death pool, like Max is on by a thread. If you're going to take her, you're you're drafting a guy who's like first and goal from the 1 right now. You're thinking getting that touchdown real quick.
I was going to say I majorly forgot how much damage was done to Hawkins at the end of the season. Like Hawkins almost is the upside down at this point. The whole thing is just completely engulfed in flames. Great final shot of them all overlooking the town and everything. It's to the point where it's like, it's a good way to set up the final season because you're at that. There's no turning back now. Like the entire town is completely a wasteland.
You know what's funny about this is going through all of this with you. I don't know if it will be the most viewed episode of television of all time, but I promise you it will be the most viewed. Here's what happened last season.
Recap. Yeah.
Yes. Someone on YouTube is cleaning up. They're going to put their kids through college on their recap video.
Yeah,
everything that happened.
I was thinking the same thing, but like if you wanted to recap seasons 1 through 4, that has to be the length of a Stranger Things episode. Like there's so much that goes down, and there's so much that like they're already referencing. They're like, oh, season 1, like we're going to reveal like who opened that door, to Will, like who, and everyone's like, was it 11 that opened the door? Because she spotted him in that picture and she recognized him in season 1. So they're going to like reference things that happened in season 1. This is 10 years ago. This is like, it's not even, oh, this happened in season 4. Maybe people will remember this. We're doing full series, like full circle, tie everything up in a bow type thing. Season 5, they're going to need a really good, they should almost put that out tonight. They should put out a 20-minute thing on Netflix tonight. Here's what you need before tomorrow, because I don't think that 2-minute one at the beginning of the episode is going to do it the show the justice it deserves.
Agreed. I think you're right, Robbie. That would have been a really good idea.
Is the Bears game is on Netflix on Friday, right?
Amazon.
Oh, it's on Amazon. I was gonna say
that would have been great if they did the Demogorgon broadcast. You see Demogorgon fucking running up the field.
There is, by the way, I saw Spotify. They have the list now. I listened to it this morning. They have the playlist, and it's like 1 billion songs, and it has all the running up that hill. Should I stay or should I go now? Psycho Killer. Nice. A lot of the stuff that were like needle drops that we talked about. And I did see there was another thing. I think if you have the app, you can like. It gives you like a little Stranger Things skin. So check that out. I know Bob is a diehard music guy. There's some good shit there.
Yeah.
We got Vecna running out for a 48-yarder.
That's like the Disney one, or no, the Simpsons one when Ralph Wiggum's like scoring a touchdown and doing the gritty. That was incredible.
I picture him, doing the gritty, doing the high knees. Yeah. Also, Vecna, just in general, the Vecna backstory is tremendous. The fact that you make the big bad of Stranger Things 1 after we know 11, you're like, this is fucking 1. The second day he shows the 1 tattoo, you're like, all right, here we fucking go. We're getting Vecna. And then even just the visual of him, the way he creeps around and is just slowly walking up to people all naked and shit, so weird and so creepy, and it works so well. The actor that plays him does such a good job of, you almost don't see the guy that he was, Victor Creel, in his performance as Vecna, because he's such a demon. He does that crazy voice, and it's like you lose him in that. But everything about his character design, everything about the house when they have to go to a haunted house essentially and cut off the hive mind and everything about Vecna. We discussed this in our season 4 Death Pool with Eddie, because all of us said, sure, we could draft Vecna, but none of us wanted to. We all said, like, we want him to be the big bad of Stranger Things in general. You're not going to outdo this, especially after revealing, like, yeah, it's been me the whole time. The Mind Flayer, the Demogorgons, the portals opening. It's been Vecna the whole time. So, like, that was an all-time, I feel like, cementing the show as something very special in season 4. After maybe people were down on it in season 4, like just introducing Vecna and nailing it in the way they did. It's like a perfect game with Vecna this season. That was for sure. All right, we're back on track.
Because I do think that's been one of the biggest slip ups, and I may have said it on the last episode we did. But I do think some of these characters that in the later seasons I don't really care about personally. Haven't been a big fan. Like, I thought Max and Billy really hit. Like, those were great introductions, great additions. I don't care about Robin. Don't really care about Erica's like expanded role. Don't really care about Argyle. So maybe those are like the high stakes deaths to some, but to me, it's none of those characters have ever really done it for me.
Yeah, I'm with you on that, Ed. I think like I kind of like Maury, but it's like I'm not gonna cry any tears over him. Where Max, like you said, Bob, Max with those flashbacks, and I'm like, man, I like Max more than I realized at the time. And it's so funny whenever like someone just deals with her, like one of the cops is like, she's so mean. I love how fucking mean she is. Just always giving people shit.
Mad Max.
Mad Max. And he's a gamer. I always say if you're gonna
gamer,
marry a girl,
skateboarder.
You got to marry a green shell girl, a girl that can hit you with a green shell in Mario Kart. That's how you know she's the one. She's able to hang in her own, at least in Mario Kart, and play some video games with the boys.
She's strong, man. She was great in The Whale. She's really strong.
Yeah. She's going to be in Avengers. She's going to be in the upcoming or Spider-Man and then the Avengers. Well. So she's going to be in our lives for a while. This is the thing I really I remember geeking out after Volume 1 of Season 4 with that Vecna episode, the massacre at Hawkins Lab or whatever. Is not only was it like a great reveal and everything, but then like there was people who were breaking down the like symmetry or the symbolism, and it wasn't like the Redditization where it was like kind of ridiculous, like. His side of the room, the rainbow's upside down, but her side, it's right side up. And it's like, that was not done by mistake. That was clearly done on purpose. There's the mirror. There's a lot of little shit that I know they're going to crush with all the time and fucking money they've had for this season. So I'm really excited to see how that works. I think that that's one of my favorite, like, storylines of like any of the shows we've probably watched in the last decade.
I agree.
It's I thought his name was Vecna. I forgot he actually had a name. And by the way, Ed, you said the actor, or Robbie might have said how the actor's good. They nailed that little kid version of one because he is such a little creepy fuck in the 50s and he's like mutilating cats. That's a cat killer. Whoever fucking the casting agent was like, oh no, this kid has definitely hurt innocent animals in his life. Let's cast him for this role. It's perfect.
Yeah.
Before we go any further, let's remind everyone about another one of our sponsors here in the basement. That is Game Time. We absolutely love Game Time. We can't wait for all the amazing concerts coming up this winter. But what we don't want to think about is the hassle of buying tickets. I just went to see All Time Low last night. It's my 20th All Time Low show. Tonight will be my 21st All Time Low show, and you can get tickets to it on Game Time. We want to focus on the music here. We don't want to focus on the cost of the tickets or the stress of buying them. Game Time puts the power back in the hands of fans. It's the go-to hack for scoring amazing tickets and unforgettable experiences in just a few taps, and it's incredibly easy to use. The Game Time guarantee means you can get 100% authentic tickets on time and at the best price. And the best part, fees are always included, so what you see is what you pay. If you pull up Game Time right now, gametime.co, we're in New York City, looking for concerts. We've got a ton of, obviously, basketball. We've got the Jimmy V Classic coming up. But let's say Jonas Brothers are going to the UBS Arena on December 21st. Great Christmas present, right? $96. That gets you in the building. What you see is what you pay. So there's no fees on top of the 96 in your end. Take the guesswork out of buying concert tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code MMB for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem code MMB for $20 off. Swipe, tap, ticket, go. Download the Game Time app today. We might have to use Game Time. Maybe if Eddie comes to New York, maybe the three of us go on a little date to Stranger Things on Broadway. Heard great things.
I like that. And it's like important too. It gives you a lot of the backstory that we were talking about with one. So
I think they basically do a Wicked. I think they're like, he's not that bad on Broadway.
That dude was killing cats and rabbits, man. I'm gonna buy Eddie some Paul McCartney tickets.
Get Young Hopper. Oh, McCartney's coming this weekend
tonight. Ed, I'm gonna send you there right now. As soon as you're done, thank you for the show. We're gonna send you Paul McCartney 172 at the United Center. Get to see a living Beatle.
172. You can see McCartney. Eddie,
no joke. I bought tickets for my parents for my dad's birthday.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Shout out Game Time.
Yep.
Shout out Game Time. All right, let's get into season 5 Death Pool.
Bob.
What? Oh, MVP, LVP for season 4.
And I got a couple of things, and then we got to do that. One, and I don't know if you guys agree with me. I think this started in 4 with the Russian stuff. The U.S. military stuff was just a little much for me. I like when the show was smaller, self-contained, solving puzzles, kids doing stuff. And I understand this is kind of an 80s trope, is like the government is always bad and they're attacking their own people, little ET kind of stuff, right? Didn't love the government. Like at some point, Hopper's and the kids are escaping like a bunch of machine guns. It felt like these guys are Rambo.
Shoot out in the house is crazy. Yeah.
Fuck Yuri. Had to say that motherfucker.
Fuck Yuri.
I like how shameless he is, and he just is always fucking people over. 11, and because I got my guys here. When 11 shows up in these finales, it must be like Pop's. Like if you had like a live audience, it would be like a Stone Cold Pop. When she comes out, it's like, it's 11. And you know she's about to just like save the day. I love it. So I don't know if anyone else in the history of TV comes through like 11 does. It's like,
I don't know, because Fights mentioned that. I remember when we did our season 2 recap, he said that scene where 11 finally rejoins the group, like the latch unlatches and she walks through the door. He was like, I stood up, I jumped up and down. It was like, oh my God, she's back. Another great season 2 moment.
You know who she is? And this actually ties in with my next point. She's WrestleMania Undertaker.
I was going to say Undertaker. She's kind of the Undertaker.
She's kind of And again, the team up from different parts of the world is kind of like WrestleMania 2 when they had the 3 different locations where it works, but it kind of doesn't work. I didn't love that they're not together, but I did love how they were kind of helping each other out throughout that stuff. So those are my end of my notes. And then if you want,
and then we'll do MVP, LVP for the season.
Bob the Brain MVP. Bob the Brain.
Bob the Brain Memorial MVP Award.
I love that.
I think for me, season 4 is pretty easily Max. I think because obviously that Dear Billy episode I was so high on. But throughout the whole season, again, I was like, God damn. I feel like her acting improved so much between season 3 and 4. And she was great in season 3 and 2 as well. But maybe it was just growing up. Maybe it was getting like a awesome acting coach in between. She was unbelievable in this season. So she's my MVP. My Bob the Brain MVP award goes to Max.
That's actually a fair one. Ed, do you have anybody? Do you remember off the top of your head?
I think you brought up great points earlier. Was one Henry Creel? Was he season 4?
Yeah.
I think that's fair.
He is an easy MVP too. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought he was fantastic.
He is, because he's not like your typical he's not the hero, right? He's the bad guy. But it's like when Adrian Peterson runs for 2,000 yards, like you got to give the guy MVP, right?
Yeah,
like, even if he's a bad guy. So that's a great call. I was gonna go someone different. I think Eddie almost he's like too bit. He's like the sixth man of the year. Honestly, in terms of like just like helping the good guys out, Murray just being able to speak Russian, and like
Murray saves the day.
He's kung fu mania half the time, and like he does a lot of good shit. Murray is like the guy where, like Marcus Semien, who the Mets just got, that guy finished third in MVP a couple years ago. I don't know how the fuck that happened. He's almost our Marcus Semien, so I'll put Murray down. But I think Vecna, Max are much more worthy MVPs. Bob the Brain Memorial MVPs here.
I think maybe selling Eddie a little short too. I think Eddie deserves to be up in that MVP. Like nominees
receive votes. He's definitely maybe like a fourth place vote, fifth place vote, but not maybe a lot of first place votes. Okay.
And then LVP, this was far and away the easiest LVP we've done yet. Every season, I'm like, I don't know who LVP is. This is such great television. It's Angela, season 4. It's obviously Angela, that bitch. Also, Beyonce's on a work call. I hope they don't hear any of this through the walls over there.
That kid should get smashed in the face with a roller skate. I'm so happy that happened. I mean, that's what I had. Evil blonde chick. I wrote that down before the season even started because, like, that's the first thing I thought of when I saw that season was, we're going to the roller skate place. That bitch was the worst. Basketball guy. Again, I wrote that beforehand.
All the jocks kind of sucked.
And like you get like and I believe it started in Indiana. You get like KKK vibes at some point when they're like organizing in the gym. I think we might have said that.
Yeah, they're coming after Lucas. Yeah,
I did not like that. So again, that was I learned that fun fact when I remember when the Knicks played the Pacers. Spike Lee said that one point because he was
really?
talking shit about the Pacers fans. Yeah, I believe so. Ed, do you have anything else on LVP? Or I think those two are like kind of the winners.
Those are legitimate character LVPs. Like I'm just saying for like the show as a whole, and like the flow of everything. I don't know if I'm a party pooper or not for disliking Argyle as much as I do. I
don't think you're a party pooper. I think he was pretty polarizing. I liked him, but maybe it's because I'm a stupid stoner.
Yeah, I'm not a stoner. Like maybe that's why. Like I was like, all right, like I get they needed a character to kind of move this plot along, but I didn't think he needed to be the jokes guy too. Like write the jokes.
I like the introduction of having a pizza truck. I just like a pizza truck. It makes me feel like Pizza Planet nostalgia.
Fine with that, Robbie. I love the
okay. All right, good.
Man, it's a pizza van, Robbie.
Yeah, it is a van.
But I could have used a little less out of him. Write the jokes for someone else.
Imagine if we found out in this podcast that Eddie doesn't like pizza trucks. It would have been like we would have had to lead with that.
And then for season 5, do you want to get into the
rank them? We got to rank them too. We got to rank them.
So I think it's easy. Last week we said 1, 2, 3 in that order. I think now it's very easily 1, 4, 2, 3. I don't think 4. I don't think you put it above 1 just because 1 introduced everything. Everything we know and love about this show was basically like established in season 1, and you got to give it credit for that. You could make the argument that this season has better individual like episodes. Like I think Dear Billy is the best episode of the whole show. And I think you could say the same about the massacre at Hawkins lab or whatever. Like I think you could say the same exact thing about episode 7.
And the finale.
You can make the argument about the finale. Yeah. Like I think there's 3 episodes in this that might be 1, 2, 3 in the series. I still give it to 1. Just based on almost the simplicity too of like recommend anyone season 1. I remember my mom getting into it, and I mentioned my mom doesn't like sci-fi. She doesn't really like action. She doesn't like gore. And she was like sitting down being like, oh, I want to see how this ends.
I think that's fair. Ed, do you remember what your ranks would be or have an idea?
I don't. I think I'm like I said, I'm confident not rewatching it like you guys have. I'm confident putting 3 last. I think I would put. I don't think I'm as high on 1 as you are, Robbie. It laid the foundation. Don't get me wrong, but I do think I'd really hit its stride probably in 2, and then 4 was obviously.
So you might go 2 number 1.
I might.
Wow, it's a hot take. I love it.
Yeah, I really might.
I think Ed also he kind of like. I heard him say it. I think he kind of liked that Detroit episode. I think he kind of liked it.
He did. Yeah, he says not that bad
at all.
That's fine.
Really
that's fine. So I think I'm with you. I'm 1 is locked in. This is how I think. 1 is like the OG Barstool days, blog only, and we were hitting on all cylinders there. 4 could be next, and it's current day Barstool. There's a million things going on in 4, and they're done in it's the same stuff, but it's evolved much different ways, more characters, all that kind of stuff.
Budget went up.
Yeah, budget went up, all that stuff. Health insurance for everybody on the set. Everything's good. So I'd go probably 1, 4, 2, but I think 2 and 4 are actually kind of closer because I think 2 pound for pound could beat 4 in my opinion. But I just think there's so much great.
Crazy. I'm glad we did this rewatch.
I geeked out so hard at the end of that volume 1 of season 4, and then by the end of volume 2 I was geeking out again. I don't know if I did that for 2 again. That Detroit episode, Ed, that's episode 6 of 9. It really is like everything's really cooking, and then they just take you away for a whole episode, and it's like everyone, I always say it's like The Wire season 2 everyone hates because you go to the docks, but like they go to the docks in the beginning and it throws you off. You get used to it by the end. It would be like throwing you to the docks right as like everything's starting to crash down in season 2. That's how I compare it in this show.
Is one, and that if I remember correctly, is one the arcade episode, and then is the last episode the one at the dance?
Yes.
Yeah, that's season 2. Yeah.
Yep. I'm a season 2.
That's pretty good memory. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So do you want to do death pool? We all did 3 names, right? Are we going to do it like draft style or just name the 3 names? Because we might have the same ones. We didn't discuss it beforehand.
I figured we could do draft. We could do draft. We have the draft master here with us.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Last time we did this, the order was Eddie, Clem, Robbie. Do you want to keep that order? Do you want to reverse it?
I'm cool with whatever you guys are.
Let's keep it. Let's give Eddie the first pick. He's the guest.
Listen, I'm going bold because I want bold, and I don't even know if it's that bold. Now that I'm saying it, I said bold a lot of times, so I'm gonna keep saying bold. But I'm going Hopper. I think Hopper's curtains, man. I think he would be the easiest large scale death for them to pull. So I feel best about it as the number 1 overall.
See, we talked about this last week because they kind of give you a fake death at the end of season 3, and he writes the note to 11, and it's so emotional. I said, can they outdo that emotion with a Hopper death if it's real? If he dies in front of 11?
It's a good point.
What if Joyce gives her the note again, and they play the same music except it's in a different bedroom? That would kind of lose a little bit of the luster. Yeah. But like, I feel like Hopper is a guy that you can lose. I just would really feel like you're dumping on 11 that she loses her surrogate dad after losing her mom. Did we ever learn who 11's dad is?
Every season almost.
Do we know 11's dad? Because I feel like that might be an X factor in all this.
I don't know if we do. I
don't think we do. I don't think we do. I don't know if it matters, but I don't.
Yeah, he's deceased. She never met him.
Okay.
There's a prequel apparently where they discuss it.
Interesting.
He was drafted into Vietnam before she was born.
Do you hate that pick?
No, I don't hate the
pick, but I'm not super confident. I don't think it's like as chalky as maybe you think it is.
I had it as 4, so I don't think it's too bold, even Ed. I don't think so either.
Okay.
All right.
Clem, yes, you know.
Okay. So my pick, I can make my pick. However, if you guys want to say not allowed, that's fine because it's chalky. It's Vecna. I think you have to kill the big bad in a show like this. I don't think you can have him hanging around. And again, there is a chance, like Ed says, they're going to try to, keep milking this cash cow, and he's going to be part of it for the whatever they rename the spinoff. But I do think we need to see the death. We also have the most gruesome death in the history of the show. Does that happen?
I saw they have been teasing that. Yeah.
Does it happen?
Now let me ask you this, Clem. I think we're getting a Vecna death. I think you're right. Do they try to Darth Vader redeem him at the end for some weird reason? I think he's almost irredeemable at this point. Like, come on. But are they like, he was a tortured kid. He could do one thing and he'll save Hawkins? Or do you think they just fucking big bad him all the way through, burn his ass alive?
I want him.
I don't want redemption either.
That motherfucker killed Eddie. You killed Barr, whatever. I don't care. You killed Eddie. That was too far. I mean, Dustin, what did he say in the teaser? He's like, in the trailer, he's like, I want Vecna's heart on a plate or something. For sweet Dustin for saying that. Yeah, I want his heart on a platter.
My first pick, pretty bold. I'm going Joyce. because I think we've gotten the Hopper death in season 3, even though it wasn't his death. They kind of played with our heartstrings in that way. Joyce, they haven't really done a big death tease for. She's one of the few characters that they haven't. And I'm thinking, is it the one last like mama bear move to protect Will? She makes some kind of big sacrifice. And I was also kind of thinking like it would be obviously devastating and sad, but it's not a death that ruins the happy ending of the show. You could keep all the kids alive and have Joyce go. I don't really know. I don't know if I would even like to see Joyce die, but I'm predicting it.
I like your logic on that too. I do.
Yeah, I think for these,
but I don't think they're going to kill Winona. I think the Winona.
I agree.
Is
I think you want, when she's like such a big part of the whole show, going back to season 1, you almost want like the final shot to include her.
Because then when you do the rewatch, one of your first thoughts is, oh, and she dies at the end of all this. That's so
I know.
Sad. You can't kill, like, it feels fucked up killing the single poor mom.
Like, she's gone through a lot.
Just piling on. I mean, she is selling those Encyclopedia Britannicas, by the way, though, which is,
I forgot she was selling those. Yeah.
Ed, are you old enough you had to rely on encyclopedias to do like book report or like school reports and shit like that?
No, I think I just missed that.
Yeah. For all the waxing poetic about life for the internet, let me tell you that shit fucking, it's like I have to write a thing about like, spinach. I have to go get the S. It's like, and what are you thinking? You're learning about spinach. Like, I don't know why. Yeah. I was thinking Popeye for P, but that doesn't make sense. And it's like, what the fuck are you gonna do? It was a crazy time. But yeah, shout out to Joyce. Bob, she was my 3. So I think I maybe I'm crazy, but I think that those are 1, 3, and 4 guys that already have been drafted. I don't think those are that bold because the question is, do the kids still have their plot armor, or now that they hit puberty, that plot armor is gone?
And I'm gonna wrap around with one of the kids here. I'm gonna go Lucas. Wow. And I don't think, in my heart of hearts, I don't think he's gonna die. But the logic behind putting him on the death pool was everything that he did for Max. I don't think Max is gonna die because she's hanging on by a thread. She's in a coma with a bunch of broken bones. I think we gotta nurse her to health or whatever. But I also think if she's in the hospital and hell is breaking loose on Earth, are things going to be trying to break into the hospital? He's trying to protect her. Almost all my deaths, I'm thinking, are going to be a sacrifice of some sort, where it's like, I'll sacrifice myself for you. Will Lucas do that for Max? I don't know, but I'm putting him on my death pool.
A lot of my people I listed out, when I thought of it, I was like, oh, this person will be sacrificing for that person. So yeah, I think we're on the same. Because
especially final season, you want to give the characters that we love a noble death of some sort.
Yeah, and I do think if Lucas does sacrifice himself for Max, it might change her out. She has such a shitty outlook on the world. Most of it's earned, I think, because she's had a shitty life, it seems. And like her mom, obviously, she had issues with, and then the stepdad and Billy. Lucas shows her like the good side of life, and maybe Max is just like a happier person when it's all said and done.
Yeah.
So okay, I could see, and maybe they don't want to kill like is she like the breakaway star from this? When it's all said and done, like Millie Bobby Brown was hot back in the day. I feel like she's cooled off since then. I feel like Sadie Sink is the name I'm seeing on the timeline every day.
Millie Bobby Brown gets a lot of shit for her choices. Like I think she said in interviews, like, I don't really watch movies. Like, I'm not a big movie fan. And people were like, yeah, it shows in the movies that you pick. Like, she's in a bunch of like weird straight to Netflix, like Enola Holmes type movies. Sadie Sink is in The Whale, and she's going to be in Spider-Man and Avengers. It does kind of feel like she's one of the breakout stars. I feel like Finn Wolfhard, obviously, Joe Keery, the Steve Harrington guy, he's just got a huge music career already. People think he's about to be dating Sabrina Carpenter.
True.
They've got a couple pretty big breakout stars, but of the main crew, Sadie Sink might be the one.
Maybe like 10 years down the road, we're looking back, right?
Yeah. Also,
at the time,
she was one of the, I think she was one of the either highest or drunkest at the premiere. It was very funny hearing her try to like go through. They were like, so what can you tell us about Spider-Man? And she was like, I thought this was Stranger Things. Like she was like, she didn't want to get into any of that stuff. And there's a bunch of videos of all of them. It's funny to see, like, they're like 20, 21 looking at each other like, are you high? Are you drunk? Yeah.
She's already living that Hollywood life. I love it. She doesn't want to get Shady McCoy basically and Spider-Man.
And then back to you, Clem.
All right, so this one's I'm going off the chalk and all that, but I think it's a pick that a lot of people would make. I imagine if it was on DraftKings or any sports book that you may, I think he'd be probably like top 3, Mr. Wheeler. And not only that, I think Mr. Wheeler on the rewatch, all they do is just show this guy on the recliner or being a dick, basically. Right?
Yeah.
And it gets to the point where you're kind of like, Mr. Wheeler's like, I hope you cheat on him with this like 19-year-old kid that's really fucked up, right? And he is just such a boob. So not only that, and I'll preface it with this too. I mean, if I don't know if this has to happen for me to get the point for it, I think he's going to have the most gruesome death that we were talking about.
Oh, you think it's him?
I think he gets he wears it. I think he
wears
it.
It's almost like the assistant that dies in Jurassic World, where you're like, all right, she kind of sucked, but I don't know if she deserved that.
Yeah, exactly. The lawyer gets eaten on the toilet in Jurassic Park, right? Like, really? So I'll go. Ed, it sounds like you're a Mr. Wheeler guy.
I mean, I don't want him to get ripped in half on his recliner.
No man should get killed on their recliner. There's certain places. The time
that's sacred. Yeah. Ed, up to you now.
I'll do Steve. I think that's a very high stakes death too. People really like it.
And he's been on death's door for a while.
Exactly. So I could totally see Steve being like, that was the big one, because people do really like him, but he's also not one of the kids. So I think Steve will be my pick.
True. And if we're talking sacrifices, like him and Dustin obviously have everyone's favorite bromance. Like, oh, what a way that would. Dustin he gets Steve to sacrifice himself for Dustin, and then the final episode he has like Steve Harrington hair or something. Puts in the Farrah Fawcett stuff.
Exactly.
And the stuff with Nancy too. Like they're honestly, if Dustin and Nancy are in a very bad spot at the end of like the finale, you know Steve's swooping in to save them both.
Yeah.
Right? Because then it's like two birds, one stone. And they said, at this point, you're getting all these things. I never know what's true or not. They said like they were going to kill Steve in season 1, and I think they just really like the actor, right? So I think he's due. And the fact that like I don't hate his guts after we did the Sweet Nancy in season 1 is an all-time this is one of the best redemption arcs I think I've ever seen for a character.
Completely. And they almost did it in one episode. Like the episode where him and Dustin are looking for Dart through the woods. Like it basically just took that. And I was like, all right, he did some awful stuff to Nancy. We're going to forget that happened. We're going to forget that. And Eddie, another pick on the wraparound.
My last pick, I'm between two. One I think because it's so low stakes, and I think the storyline is kind of disintegrating, but regardless, I'll go with the higher stakes one. And I'll say Jonathan. I could see a big time hero arc for him, saving Nancy, saving someone, saving the kids, and him really kind of getting put in the rafters as being
maybe even saving Winona.
Yeah, for sure.
I could see that. I think that's a good pick. And I wasn't even really thinking about him when I was putting my death pool together. I don't know why. He was not on my list.
You guys have taken my list one by one. I am now on number 8 and 9. Yeah, so this has gone not exactly the same, but everyone's been taken.
All right, we'll see if you take my last pick with your 8 or 9.
So I'm gonna go with a kid here. Finally, I'm going Will, and it would be actually be really fucked up for them to kill Will, but it would be like they did it, and you could almost say Will. He's never going to be Will again after season 1, right? Mm-hmm. And it could be a sacrifice thing. I think he's kind of like lost that childhood innocence. Seems like all his friends moved on without him. He's also was kind of a dick to them. It's like, yo, they have girlfriends, man. If you had a girlfriend and you're 13 years old and everything, that does become your world. And I hope I like Will. It's just I also am very happy his hair changed. His hair. Him and Mike have like some of the worst hair you'll ever fucking see in season 4.
We basically barely mentioned Mike at all in season 4. I don't know if we did mention him. He didn't have like a ton to do, but he wasn't bad. He's good in season 4. He's just there a little bit.
I'll be honest, boys. If I had to root for a death of one of them, I think I'd root for Mike.
Mike, yeah, I know you've been anti-Mike on these recaps.
Very big anti-Mike. He's kind of a dick.
The issue is I really like Finn Wolfhard. I think he's a good actor, and he plays music too. So I'm kind of like, I know he's a pop punk kid. I want to like Mike more than I do like the cat. Like I like the actor more than the character. It's tough.
Yep.
I would say I would like Mike to be the pick. He seems like he's got the most career going outside right now, so he'll be fine.
Yeah. Oh yeah. He's another one that's breakout star. He's been in a couple horror movies here and there.
Ghostbusters.
Ghostbusters.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
My final pick. Another, I don't want to call it low stakes, but lower stakes for sure. When we're talking about the names that we're talking about, I'm going with Murray. I think Murray has been likable enough throughout the series that it kind of would hit hard if he dies. And he's the perfect kind of guy where like he almost doesn't even need to make a sacrifice. Like if Vecna just fucking comes and kills Murray, we'll be like, oh, and then they got to go get revenge. Like the Avengers got revenge on like Phil Coulson in the first one. You know what I mean? Like one of those type of deaths. I think he's like kind of high up there as well. If we're doing odds, I think Murray's a goner.
That's who I was referencing when I was between my last pick. Yeah, I think the Russian storyline, I could kind of see that disintegrating more and being like, we don't really got a use for this guy anymore, right? So
yeah.
And he just kind of like lets it fly. And at some point you let it fly against these monsters. They're not as crazy as it sounds, these monsters that don't have eyes as far as I can tell, are somehow like better killers than the Russians with machine guns, like the 10 different Russians. I also do think, like, again, killing Maury doesn't feel as wrong, right?
Like I'd be okay with that. I like Maury, but I'd be okay. Or Murray.
Murray.
Yeah. I'd be fine with it.
This guy's fucking watching You're Not the Father right now. What's
going on? You watching Maury in the background?
I just watched Goodfellas yesterday, so I have Maury Ballstein in my fucking head.
Yeah, Maury.
I don't know. Maury Ballstein, is he? He's Zoolander. I'm all over the place now. I think right. Maury Ballstein is Zoolander.
I think so. I haven't seen Zoolander.
And Maury is the guy with the wig in Goodfellas, right?
Correct. Yes.
Okay. Yeah. So I'm not completely lost.
And then we also did you said we should do an alive pick. Just one person that you're like, I'm putting my reputation on this. They're staying alive throughout the entire season. I'll go first, I guess. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
I have Dustin. I think Dustin's almost the Chewbacca of this crew, where he's so lovable that nobody even don't even tease his death. We don't want to see that. Dustin's he's the guy. He's him.
When I said alive pool, I think I just thought Dustin was the answer. That might be the answer.
You know? Yeah.
Ed, I even though I go next in the thing, Ed, I'd love to hear your guess before I guess mine. I have my pick, but
so I'm between. I was between. Dustin was my first pick, to be clear.
Yeah, me too.
I don't think they'll kill 11 just because she's the cash cow,
Yeah.
and I know I'm thinking like outside of it. But I do think there is a chance. Maybe I don't know. Maybe she rubbed someone the wrong way or something. But regardless, I
rubbed someone the wrong way.
I don't know. Doesn't it feel that way? Like there's always like some like behind the scenes shit with her.
There are. I guess there are rumors about her and Hopper, and Winona. Yeah.
Oh, so I didn't realize she had multiple. I know the Hopper stuff.
The Winona thing, I don't think is true. I think people think that Winona doesn't like her because she doesn't watch enough movies, and I'm like, I don't think Winona fucking gives a shit.
Do you think it's because the real Bobby Brown was kind of a dick and he's infiltrated her name?
I found out her middle name's not Bobby; it's Bonnie.
Oh,
what?
Wow.
I was watching an interview with her where she was like they were like, can you guess her full name? And everyone was like, yeah, Millie Bobby Brown Bon Jovi. And she was like, no. It's Millie Bonnie Brown, which now it's Millie Bonnie Bon Jovi. That's her full name.
Oh, no way.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
So I'm gonna go with Nancy.
Ooh,
I think she makes it out.
I think she does too, to be honest, but like it wouldn't be the biggest shock in the world if she died, but I do think she makes it out.
Yeah.
You know, looking back now, I'm surprised Nancy or 11 didn't get mentioned in the death pool. Like I had them completely off my radar. I think 11 might. If anyone's going to sacrifice, wouldn't it be 11 to sacrifice for basically everybody?
Yeah, that's why you can't really fully take her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can't take her for the alive pick. Nancy is my love of my life, so I really would. Yeah, I like that. That's a good pick right there. We were saying, Robbie and I, the previous episode, she kind of like you wouldn't think she fits in as the gun person so well, but I don't know. There's just something like they made it a thing in season 1, and I just have loved seeing her just become the gun nut of the franchise. You know,
she stays strapped in the upside down when it's her and Steve and Robin going after Becca, just with the guns that fucking like she's got the bandolier or whatever. Yeah.
All right. So Nancy was actually, I might have just taken Nancy if I had thought of that's a good pick. I'll go against Bob here. I guess I'm going to go Lucas, but I don't feel great about it because I think Bob kind of swayed me. I kind of think Lucas might be in trouble now, sacrificing Max. And then it's like Max, it could have went either way too. I could have taken her in the death pool. And I could take her in the alive pool for all the stuff we've mentioned. So I guess I'll go Lucas.
And then we did a miscellaneous prediction as well. Clem, you had the idea of just anything. You could predict anything that you think is going to happen that's maybe not a death or someone staying alive. And mine, I feel bad because I feel like we tipped my pick already, was that we're going to get a spinoff teased in the final episode. We're going to get a little bit of an alien type thing where we've defeated them, but there's an egg, or there's a little bit of the hive mind still growing, or there's almost like how they did season 1. Oh my God, it's still in Will or whatever. They kind of give us that constantly. I think Stranger Things is almost too big of a cash cow for Netflix to not want a spinoff, even if I don't think they should do it not right away. Like, let this breathe, give us a couple years, which knowing Netflix and how fast they get Stranger Things season out, they will give us a couple years, even if they tease it right here. But I do think we're going to get some sort of spooky tease at the end where it's like, we're all safe, or are we?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like that. And also, guys, everyone out there, watch after the credits. I feel like we could be getting, and that's not my pick, but that might be where you get that tease is in the post credits. Ed, what do you got?
This is way too bold, so I don't know if it's going to happen. But if Eleven does flip and she does go to the dark side somehow, that would be one hell of a twist.
Ooh, even if it's just for an episode and they get her back, I'll give you credit for that prediction. Yeah.
I like that, Ed. I'm kind of getting convinced it's going to happen now. Like, think about it.
Kind of sick to have the kids like face off with 11 and she's looking at them all evil and they're trying to snap her out of it. Yeah, I'm in on that, Ed. That's good.
Boys, we know the seismic moment when Hogan dropped the boot on Savage. Stina more recently, right?
Yeah.
And 11 does not have the squeaky clean resume that those two did as characters, right?
Maybe even they do that reveal. She was the one that unlatched it for Vecna back in the day, and he got her then. He's got her back. Yeah, that's a good prediction. I like the sound.
Will to hell. Oh, Ed. That counts just for the little bit of brain work it's going to take. Mine is so insignificant compared to that. I just because I've talked about this in the previous episode, I just fucking love the character. Want to see it. Feel like our boy, the science teacher's coming back and he's stacking.
Oh, the science teacher, yeah.
Science teacher is someone I forgot about.
We'll get the science teacher. We're gonna get the science teacher. They're gonna show us a weird Barb flashback of some sort. Maybe Barb's gonna be alive in some weird way. We're gonna get like characters from the past.
That's one I thought too. I do think Barb's gonna be alive.
Or Barb's gonna be alive, or
she's coming back.
I think maybe.
She's like such a joke and such a punchline. Like Barb, justice for Barb. Like I think. Like they have to be in the joke on at some portion and like do something with Barb.
I like that. Mrs. Wheeler, I think, might cheat on Mr. Wheeler. They finally get it done. I don't think they could do that and have him get killed though. So I think it's one or the other. But I do feel like he's just shown to be such a nothing to like the family. I feel like something bad has to happen. Also, this is something that I kind of hope doesn't happen, but rewatching season 4, that clock stuff, it gets kind of silly after a while.
Yeah.
We're like, oh, the clock's back.
We thought the guidance counselor too. We were all sus on the guidance counselor, and that was a total red herring.
Bob, that's a great call. I think the guidance counselor clearly is going to be linked to something. I forgot about this. My wife brought it up. She has a clock on her necklace with a key.
I know.
Boys.
I guess the Stranger Things, like the Duffers, were like, yeah, we specifically put that there so people thought that she was involved, so we could like throw
red herring.
Yeah,
smart.
Yeah, I mean, podcasts like us fucking fell for it, hook, line, and sinker. All right, that was Stranger Things season 4 recapped, season 5 previewed. I hope people enjoy this. I hope this is a fun listen before you dive into Stranger Things 5. The final Stranger Things season until the spinoff, which we know is inevitable until we go see it on Broadway or whatever. Mm-hmm. Eddie, thank you for joining. I appreciate it. I feel like the hashtag for this episode, Clem, we usually do a hashtag at the end of every episode. If you've made it to the end, hit us with the hashtag. Let us know you made it there. I think hashtag bold Ed. How about that?
Bold Ed. I like that.
He's been bold this episode. We'll talk to you then. Everyone enjoy Thanksgiving. Enjoy Stranger Things. And don't forget, get those pie crusts. Make yourself a Thanksgiving leftover pie. It's the best.
You ever do that, Ed?
No, but I know Robbie does it, and that's awesome. That was awesome.
My favorite. Yeah.
So plan on us being back Monday, Tuesday for the recap for the people that go out and watch. So yeah, no spoiling. Ed's the only one who somehow has spoiler privileges here because it's like he has a get out of jail free card for being such a nice guy. But then like, it's gone after one, Ed. You can't spoil. I'll give you one, but
he's got one. He has one PBA card. It's an MMB card.
Appreciate it, man. You guys are the best, man. Appreciate you guys. I hope it's an awesome season.
Hell yeah. All right. Talk to you guys next week.